design it together as we go, and we are here live, so welcome. It is Wednesday. I come to you every Wednesday here at 10 a.m. on the west coast of the U.S., but welcome wherever you're joining us from. If it is afternoon or evening, thank you for being here and creating with us. So like I said, we are live, which is great, which means I can see your comments as we design, so you can ask questions, we can create together. It's a lot of fun. I see lots of floating hearts, which is awesome, so that lets me know you like what you see. A couple other things is there's like a little share icon, which is a little arrow, and then of course the all-important little shopping bag icon, which lets you see exactly what things are before Michelle there can pop up a banner. So that's super important. Oh, I see Kat is here from Colorado. Hello, Kat. I heard Colorado warmed up. We have a coworker there, and she was saying it was snowy for the longest time, and then all of a sudden it was warm. So I think the weather is kind of wacky everywhere. We are cold now. Now we're cold, and we're supposed to get some rain, and we had been in the 80s. So I see Susanna is here. Hello, Susanna. So this is going to be fun. I kind of want to just flip my camera down right away so we can start designing. Oh, Susan from Seattle. My husband just flew into Seattle this morning. I took him to the airport at 3:35. So I am a little bit punchy here. All right, guys, I really want to start designing. We have lots of fun stuff to talk about today, including a really special deal of the day as well. Oh, and I see Denise is here from Florida. Hello. Okay, let's flip it down. You can see it's all gray out there today. Okay, so this is what we're really gonna it's gonna create the sparkle and the drama for our jewelry design today. We're gonna be creating a bracelet, so it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do a little bit of wire wrapping. We're gonna make some loops. Gonna just put this together. Oh, I see Denise from colorful Colorado. Hello, I really wanna visit Colorado. Colorado keeps coming up in conversation, and I hear it's so beautiful. Oh, and PJ from Florida, hello. And Cecilia from Missouri, hello. And Santa Barbara girl, hello, good morning. Okay, so this is what we're gonna look at first. I'm gonna put it in my little dish because I think it's just easier to see than on my hand. So this is an entire mix. So you get all of these beads. This is a sparkle mix. And these are 5 by 3 millimeter spacer beads. So these are cool, and they're a special deal of the day. So they're at a really, really great price. So if we spread these out in here, you can see all of these colors. And so you see what their shape is almost like a slightly squished bicone. So if we pick one up, let's pick up a darker one. It might be a little easier to see. All right, so if we pick one up, you can see right there is kind of that bicone shape, but it's almost as if someone just went like pinched it down just a little bit. But lots of really beautiful color. These are Czech Crystal, so they're lovely and sparkly. And we're gonna use a bunch of their different colors here. So we're gonna make a really colorful spring bracelet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pair the Czech Crystal with some Czech Glass. And the Czech Glass I want to use are these pretty wild rose beads by Raven's Journey. Now I have two different colors right here, and I'm choosing to use the transparent because I think the transparent goes really nicely with the crystal. So I have one which is just a clear with a gold wash, and then I have one that has like this really faint aqua color to it. So it just adds a little bit kind of like a blue-green to it. And we're gonna pair this one here with these. But what I wanted to show is actually, I think this one that was clear, you could do a really cool mixed metal look because that clear is almost coming through as like a silver backdrop. And then if we were to put a silver clasp with it, look at this. Oh, Hannah's here from Iceland, hello. Look at how pretty that sterling silver toggle clasp is. And so if you pair that with the Raven's Journey Wild Rose beads, and you've got the pretty little toggle. I really love that look too. So I was kind of debating whether I wanted to do a mixed metal silver and gold look, or if I just wanted to do all gold. So here we go. So I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do the toggle clasp in silver, but we're going to use some gold findings too? Or should we just do all gold with this pretty aqua one? And if we do that, I'm just going to use a little magnetic clasp. I didn't have a gold toggle, but I had this little magnetic clasp, which is truly one of my favorite findings. I love magnetic clasps, especially if your design is like on a bracelet. These are super strong, and they're just so easy to use and easy to get on and off your wrist. So I actually put all three, here are there three, I say three because I have a silver one too. I put all three of these clasps in that shopping bag to kind of give some ideas here, but I love a good magnetic clasp, and these are both great choices. But if we wanted to do a mixed metal look, we could definitely use this really beautiful sterling silver toggle for our bracelet as well. So I'm going to, you know what, I kind of want to do the silver. I think that's where I'm feeling a little bit more inspired towards. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create dangles with these guys. So that'll be really, really pretty. And this is a deal of today just for today. So this is something that's pretty special. If it's something you think you'll want to play with and love like I do, definitely pick this up today. But you can see all those beautiful beads. Okay. So I'm going to do a mixed metal. Oh, and I brought out this little charm too. I thought this was really cute with it too, kind of mimic the shape of the Czech Glass beads. Is there a copper magnet closure? You know what? There sure should be, PJ. I bet Michelle can find it for us. Okay. Oh, no. Kat's saying the loop broke on one side of the magnetic clasp. Definitely reach out to Michelle. She'll definitely be able to help you with that. That should not have happened. I've been working with these for years and years, and that must have been a defect on that one. So I would definitely reach out to Michelle, and she's going to definitely be able to help you on that. Okay, let's do mixed metals, and I have some gold wire right here, and I have some silver jump rings, and I have silver and gold head pins. So here we go. So I don't know. Do we want to, here, we can, I'm going to break this one open too. I like this one a lot as well. This aqua, just that faint color. Okay. So how is everyone's week going? I feel like I can't believe it's already March. It's hard to believe. I feel like it was just Christmas, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut first about 3 inches of my wire. I'm using 22 gauge. It's a little bit more substantial. And I'm going to take my wire looping pliers, and I'm going to go down about 1 inch. So about 1 inch, and we're going to make a little loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some links first with our Czech Glass rose beads. And I put some color variations there in the shopping bag too. They actually come in a ton of colors. Okay, here we go. We're just going to make a loop. And because we're going to be using jump rings, I don't have to worry about attaching this ahead of time to anything. We're just going to be able to use a jump ring to attach it. So I just made a couple little wraps right there, if you can see that. And then squish, just to get that tail tucked. And we're going to decide now, do we want to put some colors with this? Let's spread this out. There's so many of them. It'll be easier to pick colors. Okay. So we can go ahead, and I love this green. This is, to me, this looks like the color of jadeite, which is that vintage, words escape me today with my 3:30 a.m. wake up, vintage dishware. But I don't know if I want to do that or if I just want to do a pretty colorful bead. Maybe this yellow. I love the yellow too. Okay. Let's see what the yellow would look like if we did this bead here with the yellow. That's really pretty. So we just put a little bit of a sparkle for that spacer, and I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Okay, so there's going to be one link to our bracelet. So we're going to go ahead and create a wrapped wire loop on the other side of the bead as well. Go up here. And these would be really pretty dangle earrings as well. Okay. Looks like I can only get 2 wraps on that side. I usually try to keep it pretty even, where if I've got 3 wraps on one side, I want to do 3 wraps on the other. I just didn't leave enough space there, but that'll be okay still. Okay, so we've got a little link. So this is going to be one bracelet link that we'll do. So we're going to probably need about 5 of these as my guess. And I'm going to alternate the pretty little aqua wild rose bead with the clear one. And then I'm going to connect them with silver jump rings because I'm going to go for the mixed metal look. I think that'll be really pretty. So now I'm going to do another one here, but I'm going to use a different color. Since this has that really great rainbow effect, I'm going to go with a different color spacer. And you do have enough beads that you could try to match them. Definitely, I just was thinking, I want this to be a really bright, cheerful, colorful rainbow bracelet with the flower beads. Okay, let's make our little wraps. I think I'll just do 2 this time. I think that's probably going to be the spacing for them. Oh, hello, Marie. It's always so fun to see familiar names. Okay, so now I've got this really pretty purple bead. If you could see that, it's got a really, like a light purple shimmer to it. What is the best way to release the magnetic clasp when taking off the bracelet? That's a great question. I can tell you what I do, but then maybe others can share what they do as well. I usually try to put my fingernail through the center to kind of like slide it and pop it off. I know if you're doing like bead weaving, you don't necessarily want to go like this because it'll stretch out your thread. So I always try to actually just kind of go into that middle area if I can and pull it apart. But that's a really good question. I bet everyone else has a different way of doing it. I know we all do things a little differently. Okay, so that one has the purple next to it, so you can really see that purple right there. Yeah, I like magnetic clasps because I find it hard to kind of fiddle with other things, like with a toggle or something on my wrist. A little easier at the back of the neck, but the wrist is hard when you have to do it one-handed. Okay. Here's another little link. And we'll do 5 of these. I do think that'll be about right. Oh, good, Beverly. Okay, Beverly says she's been using the wire looping tool and she's finally getting better at it. Good. Do you love it? I love this so much. It does take a little bit of getting used to though. When you're used to a round nose plier and you switch to this, there's a bit of a learning curve, but once you've got it down, it does make life so much easier, I think at least. And faster too, especially if you are making like a chain link or something. If you're making your own beaded chain, it's really nice to kind of cut down on the time it takes to do that. Oh, and Maria's saying she loves those pliers. Yeah, they're a great tool. I don't know if you guys can hear my birds today, but I've got the birds out back singing, which is such a nice thing to listen to while I work. Great, Beverly. Yeah, I don't pick up the others unless I have to. Yeah, I always have to review how to actually do a wrapped loop or a simple loop with the old style pliers, because I always just, with the traditional round nose, because I always do it with the wire looping. Okay, on this one, I think I'll do green. So we're just getting some variety of color here. We're just gonna go for that rainbow effect. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for color. Now, I also have something exciting to share, is that on Monday, this coming Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, if you tune in to Shop LC, you're going to see some familiar faces that you like to design with, showing off some really cool product. So that's going to be fun. So tune in to Shop LC coming up this Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So that'll be 8 o'clock Pacific, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So you'll see some happy familiar faces there. What size is the looper? Are there two sizes? Nope, there's one size, but what you can do, and I can show you this really quickly, is you have a wide range of loop sizes you can make with it. So even though it's just one size, if you go right at towards the tip, you can see this little size loop that you can make. But then if you were to go way down towards your handle, what you can do is go down further, and you got that wider part of the nose. And you do it the same way. You don't change your technique at all. But you can make a really big loop. So that's kind of fun, as you can see the difference here. If I cut them and do a size comparison real quick. And you can do any size in between. So you've got a wide range of loops that you can make with these looping pliers, just by where you place the wire on the nose. Okay, so then I've done 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 2 more. And I'm trying to kind of keep my loops about the same size as I go, so I just kind of know where I like to place them on that nose right there. Okay. And the 22 gauge wire is pretty stiff. So if you've worked with it, I usually work with 24 or 26, but the 22 has some good heft to it. Okay, I want more of a pinky color now. Let me see if I can find a couple. Oh, I think those match. Good. There we go. So you see all different colors in this mix. And I'll do this one with the aqua bead again. Here we go. So that's pretty. You can see the contrast there. And then we're almost ready to start to construct this bracelet, and we're going to make a bunch of dangles. Okay. Okay, trim this. And you could easily make this into a necklace too. Okay, one more to go. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2 in the crystal background. I've got 2 in the light aqua. So you see that. So I'll do one more of the light aqua because I'm going to alternate them. So here, we're going to do this, kind of start to line up our bracelet a little bit. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to use this toggle. I just think it's so pretty. And it really kind of lends itself to what we're doing here, but I'm not entirely sure. I might use the magnetic clasp after all. Okay, because I always prefer on my wrist a magnetic, but I wanted to show that pretty toggle. Okay, here we go. Last one, and then I think this will be long enough. We can always add more later if we need to. Okay, and let's do a really bright color here. So I'm going to do this really bright blue that comes in this mix. So it's a really beautiful, vibrant blue. And we're going to put this down. Okay, here we go. And you can see this bracelet is actually coming together really quickly. Just wire and loops, wire and loops. All right, let's see where we're at, guys. And then we will see if this looks good. Okay, so my plan here is I want to connect each of these using a jump ring, but onto that jump ring, I also want to put some colorful dangles from these guys. So I want to put at least like 2 or 3 on each jump ring. And this is going to be just this little crystal alone, and we're just going to use, I don't know, I kind of want to do the mixed metal, but maybe, I don't know, maybe we're going to do all gold. So many decisions. Let's go ahead. I'll just, what do you guys think? Are we using the toggle or are we using the magnetic clasp? Because if I use a magnetic clasp, I'm going to do gold, if I can find it. If I do a toggle, I'll do silver. Oh, hi, Holly. So the shop LC is next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Gold. Okay, let's do it. Thank you, Santa Barbara girl. Let's do gold. So I'm going to put this on a little 24 gauge head pin. So a lot thinner. It doesn't sound like there would be a huge difference between a 22 and a 24, but there really is. So I'm just going to slip this on. Gold with magnetic. Okay, perfect, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're just going to make some little loops here, some little wrapped wire loops. And this is going to be really nice and easy and soft metal here to work with. We're going to twist. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how that early wake-up call to get my husband to the airport is actually affecting me. I didn't feel that tired until I started talking. I've been alone in an empty house all morning, and I thought I was doing pretty good. But I guess that's just life sometimes. All right. Here we go. Another one, and these are so pretty. And I love the sparkle of this mix. Okay, I'm going to do 3, and then we're going to connect it with a jump ring to kind of see how it would look. Okay. And as I'm doing this, it reminds me how much I love working with 24 and even like 26 gauge wire. It's so nice and easy to manipulate. Okay, I'm going to pull. I don't really want the green one for this one. What other color do I want? Let's do another pinky color. Okay. Oh, you can hear the birds. Oh, good. All right, yeah, they're really lovely. We have one neighborhood cat who sometimes scares off the birds named Oliver, and he lives next door. So we're always looking out for Oliver to see what he's up to. And then we have a squirrel in our backyard that we have named Jeff. And Jeff is always trying to get the bird seed, and he's also always eating my seat cushions outside. So Jeff is kind of a little bit of a troublemaker. And actually, I can see Jeff outside. He's kind of roaming around the yard. Okay. So here we go. We've got all of this, and we got 3 little dangles. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to take one of these jump rings, and this is in that shopping bag too. So again, if you don't want to wait for me to describe something, just click on that shopping bag icon. It'll show you everything. You can add it right to your shopping cart, but you can also click on it for more product details. So it's a handy tool. Okay, so this is going to be what we're going to connect. So we're going to put on one of our links right here, and then we're going to put on all 3 dangles that we made. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put on one more link. And I spaced it so that those dangles would then be between the links. So you see all that sparkle. And now we're going to close up our jump ring. And let's see what we have. Jeff is very naughty. Jeff is crazy. We don't know what to do with Jeff. He has eaten our furniture. We had a plastic tub of bird seed that we had kept outside, like one of those really heavy duty plastic tubs. He actually ate through the lid of the plastic tub. He's eaten my garden furniture, my garden decorations he's eaten. I don't know. Jeff is a crazy squirrel. And he sits on our palm tree and he stares at us. All right, so this is what we've got so far. And I love this mix for all those colors. I think they're just really pretty. As we're getting into spring, we're coming out of winter, or we're hopefully coming out of winter. I think all of us are wanting some color and cheerfulness and joy. So I love this. Are you sure Jeff isn't Woody the Woodpecker? Michelle, I don't know. He is a troublemaker. My husband will go out there and he'll be like, Jeff, because my husband's very protective of the birds. And he does not want Jeff to interfere with the birdies. Okay, so now we're going to do some more wrapped wire loops. Oh, small metal cans work for seed. That's a really good idea because I have been trying to figure out what to do with my bird seed. It's right now in my storage shed, but I worry that if that door ever cracks open, Jeff is going to get into there and eat it. He's pretty resourceful. Okay. Oh, thank you, Denise. Yeah, I am a dangle fan. I love on earrings or bracelets. I love things that have some movement to them, especially if you're working with sparkly beads. Okay, so I need to do 3 of these. And you can just pick out whatever color you like. Oh my gosh, I love reading the comments. Yeah, so it's really funny. My grandmother up in Seattle, sweetest woman you would ever meet, would never say anything bad about any person, just kind woman. The squirrels drove her nuts. They would get in her attic and she would swear at the squirrels. And it was the funniest thing because just the kindest woman and never would you hear a swear word come out of her mouth unless it was about a squirrel in her attic. They drove her bonkers. Oh, Kat has 2 Icelandic sheepdogs. They try to hear the squirrels. Oh my gosh. Those are very large dogs, aren't they? Kat, I'm trying to picture that, but I feel like that's a very large dog. Okay, we're going to add more. Okay, so I almost have another trio of dangles made. I'm just going to add them as I go. So we'll add another jump ring and connect this together, and that way we can start to see the length take shape as well. I wasn't quite sure how much length the jump rings would add, so I wasn't sure if I needed a 6th or even 7th rose as well, a rose bead. Ooh, 35 pounds and knee high. Oh, okay. I think in my head I was envisioning them to be like 50 pounds and up to your hip. Okay, let's do another jump ring. Okay. Same deal. We're going to connect now. This one's already connected. So now we're just going to go ahead and link through this one. Oh, wait, but I want my dangles to all hang the same way. So if I want my dangles to hang the same way, I'm going to put this one on first. Then I'm going to put my dangles. Then I'm going to put this one on. So I just kind of took note of the direction here. I think that's going to be right. So you see all that sparkle. If not, we're the designers. We can always fix it. We can always change it if it's not hanging right. Okay. There we go. So there we've got that. So this is starting to take shape, right, like this. So this is how this is going to look. And you see those little sparkles. Barbara, a squirrel you had in the attic ate a hole in your ceiling of your garage. Oh no, very, very naughty squirrel. Okay, let's do some more dangles. We have a couple more of these links to connect. And then I think we'll be able to put our clasp on. So this is coming out pretty. I like it. I love the pop of color. And then you can see from the time this is taking, we've only been doing this maybe 25 minutes at most. So this is definitely an under 1 hour project. Oh my gosh, that went right through my head pin for some reason. Let's see. See if it was the bead that has a little larger hole or if it's my head pin. Nope, for some reason my head pin wasn't quite right there. Okay. So a tip is if you do have a bead with a little bit of a larger hole, but you want to use a fine gauge wire or a fine gauge head pin, just put a little seed bead on first. You can do even like a 15-0 or an 11, just a discreet little seed bead, and that'll work as like a stopper bead so that your main bead doesn't fall off. Okay. Oh, great question, Ellen. Do you try to match the jump ring gauge with the wire gauge? I think that's definitely a great idea. I tend not to. I tend to think about what gauge I want for each application of the design. Like I knew I wanted 24 gauge wire for these because I knew I was going to make lots of little wrapped wire loops, and it was just going to be kind of a easier, more delicate look. And then I knew I wanted the 24 gauge wire, or I'm sorry, the 22 gauge wire for the main rose bead links because it's a little bit more substantial. But I think you definitely could. It would give it a very nice uniform look if you matched your jump ring gauge to your main wire gauge. I think that would be a great idea, and definitely you can do that for sure. And that's why I love these live design shows, because I haven't really in my designing taken that too much into consideration. But now that you mention it, I'm like, oh, well, that would be really nice. And that would give it a very nice, uniform look. So great question. Okay, and I just keep going with these pretty colorful beads. Oh, Paulette. Oh my gosh. I love reading the comments. I'm trying to read you guys as I bead here, but I'm loving the squirrel stories. Oh, hi, Tina. Welcome. I'm making a colorful flower beaded bracelet. Okay, we're ready for another jump ring, guys. So here's another jump ring. And I am just kind of feeling where that opening is. Sometimes it's really hard to tell. It's a little easier on the bigger jump rings, but those small little 4mm ones that we use a lot of can be really hard to tell. Okay, so again, I want it to sit on the same side, hopefully. Now, these beads here, there is no right or wrong side. You see that those Raven's Journey Czech Glass flower beads are beautiful on both sides. So that's nice. There's not a flat side and a detailed side. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this on. Okay, and now stick this on as well. Just link that up there. So we're building our bracelet as we go. Oh, thank you, Tina. I wanted something bright and cheerful. And what's interesting is it is very bright and cheerful, but at the same time is pretty elegant because you have all that gold and there's a nice gold wash on the main bead. So your color pop is really the accent. Okay, here we go. Okay, and we've got one more to connect, and then we'll see if it's long enough, if we have to make another one. I usually just test on my own wrist. You can use like a ruler or something, especially if you're making them to sell. But for me, I usually make the jewelry for myself to wear, so I just test on my own wrist. Okay, so we've got that little spacer bead. Again, hopefully that shows the shape of it nicely. Maybe I can do that. On the next bead, I'll pick a little darker one, and we can look at that spacer bead shape again. It's that 3mm by 5mm. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Okay, I hear the fan of my computer in the background. Let me try to shut that, see if that'll be a little quieter. Okay, let's see if we can look at that shape again. So let me pick a slightly darker bead. Is there another one of those? Ooh, we haven't done this. This is a pretty like emerald green. Okay, let's see if we can see the shape a little bit better. All right, so if you can see that, it really is very, very similar to a bicone. But again, it's just that little bit squished. So that's what makes it into the spacer bead versus the bicone bead. Okay, and then let's see, I've made one dangle, so I need 2 more. I'm just making these wrapped wire loops. Oh my gosh, Santa Barbara girl. They chased the turkeys out? Those are very brave, fearless squirrels. I once encountered I don't know what it's called, it's a flock of wild turkeys while out walking my dog. It was quite surprising. I did not realize they were that large. Okay, and last little dangle, and we'll see if our bracelet is long enough and we can attach the clasp. And the little magnetic clasp is only going to add, where did it go? It's small, probably even with jump rings, maybe 3/4 of an inch, and probably not even that, like between 1/2 and 3/4, even with the jump rings we need to attach it with. So as you are designing, that is something to keep in mind, is will your clasp itself add a lot to your overall length? Discrete little lobster, spring ring, or even these magnetic ones tend to not, but sometimes your bigger ones will. Okay, we've got all our little dangles. Okay. Okay, and we're going to put this one on first. And then our dangles. And then our bracelet that we've already attached together. So we're just kind of going along the line here. We're building it up. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that turkeys roosted in trees. Oh my gosh, I would be very scared to have, like, to look up and see that because they're quite large. All right, so here we have our 5 roses with all our little dangles. You can see what that looks like. And now I'm going to put it on my wrist and see if we have to add a little. Oh, uh-oh, my jump ring was not attached. Okay, let's redo. That one popped off. Okay. That was the last one I put on. Okay, so let's just put this on here. I'm trying to make sure it is the same direction. Okay, that one on there. My 3 dangles, where did they go? 1, 2, 3. And now we'll make sure that we put this on better. Okay, come on. Okay, I think that looks secure. That looks like a closed jump ring. Okay. Okay, this is probably going to be too short. Okay, so we'll put it right there. Oh yeah. I need probably 1 more whole sequence. So I need 1 more rose and then 3 more dangles. Okay. And I'm going to do a clear rose. This is the one that has that clear inside and then the gold wash on the outside. And this is good. So if anyone joined us a little bit later, this is what we did in the very beginning of the bracelet to make it, is we took some 22 gauge wire, and it's right there in the shopping bag too if you want the specific info, but it's 22 gauge. We cut 3 inches, and then what we're going to do is make a little wrapped wire loop on one end. Like so. Oops, trim it. Squish it down. Okay, and then we're going to pick out 2 of these little spacer beads in the same color. And just go ahead and put 1 on first And then where's the hole? There it is. And then your little rose bead. And then you're going to grab your other spacer. Okay, so this is what you've got right there. And then we're going to create a wrapped wire loop on the other end to make a full link here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now what we need is, I'm gonna put it on this side over here. Where are my dangles? Because I put yellow on the outside here, and then on this one there was like a really bright pink and a bright blue, and since I'm just kind of going for a colorful rainbow effect, I didn't want to put the lighter color next to another lighter one. I wanted to put the lighter one next to a bright one, if that makes sense. Okay, 3 more dangles, and then we'll be ready to attach it and our clasp. Oh, good, Ellen. I'm glad that helps. Yeah, we always have oops and things that happen. Like right now, my bead went right through my head pin again, so I'm not sure if it's the bead or the head pin. There you go. Now it's staying on. But oh my gosh, we always have oops. I always think that we should do like a blooper reel, because I also do a lot of standalone video work, and so I'm like, oh, there's always beads flying across the room and things breaking, and it happens to us all. Okay, so there's 1 dangle. And then we need 2 more. Oh, this is a pretty color. This is almost like a tanzanite. It's a lovely color if that's catching there on camera. Oh, and those of you who are just joining us or joined us kind of halfway through, the main bead mix that we are using for all the sparkles are these Czech Crystal beads. They're called Czech Crystal spacer beads, and they're like a nice 3x5 millimeter bead. And they are today's deal of the day. So if you are watching this live or you're watching it today, which is March the 5th, they are on a super special deal today. So they're a really great bargain if you want to pick up the deal of the day today. Okay, 1 more dangle and we'll connect it together. Let's do a little pretty purple one. Okay, it's kind of a pinky purple actually. Now what we'll do is we'll connect this together using another jump ring, of course, and I'll try to close it properly this time. It's hard sometimes to see that it's closed. I think my eyes, sometimes it's just hard to see if it's totally closed. Okay, so this time I'm going to put, I'm going to put this on first. Okay, now I'll go back and I want the 3 dangles between the 2 flower links. So I'll put 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put our flower link on. Okay, and then we're going to close up this jump ring. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'll try to put that up there. So I think that looks pretty good and closed right there. Okay, so here is our main bracelet now that we've got this put together. So you see all the sparkle in between the rose beads right there. So we've got lots of sparkle, and you can kind of have them go any direction. I chose to put them all on one side. You could definitely put some up top, some on the bottom. You could put one dangle. You could put 3 dangles on the bottom, 3 dangles on the top. So you can really do whatever you like with this. And you have so many beads, you're not going to run out of beads. So you have a lot of choice of what you want to do with this. Let's see the length now. Okay, so now if I put it on my wrist and we look here, oh yeah, I have plenty of room. So now I'm just going to add my clasp. So I'll separate out the 2 halves of the magnetic clasp. I'm going to put them on opposite sides of my work surface because I have been challenged with them finding each other before. And now I'll open a jump ring. Now this jump ring feels different. Why is this one? I know you guys you can't really see this maybe, but somehow I think an even heavier gauge jump ring made it into my stash. So I'm gonna use this one. Okay. And I'm going to put on my bracelet first. So here we go. I'll just put it on that end loop, and then I'll take 1/2 of my clasp. And it is sticking to my plier. So I kind of scooted it down. So it's hopefully going to stick to that one when I come in with this one to close up the jump ring. There we go. So I love how easy it is to attach a magnetic clasp. So that half is on right there. So you can see what that looks like. And we're just going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put on the loop from the bracelet first, and then the clasp, and it's kind of sticking again. And then here we go. Oh, it's sticking to my other pliers too. Okay, close it on up and we're done. So I think this would actually be a really pretty necklace as well. If you wanted to, you could just hang some chain from right here and do the exact same technique and hang a little bit of chain, even use a magnetic clasp again. So I think you have a lot of variety with this design, but this is what it looks like. Here is our wild rose, sparkly, colorful bracelet. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was actually really fun to do and pretty quick too. I think that was about 40 minutes to make the bracelet from start to finish. So not a long time. All right, guys, I'm going to flip my camera back up so I could say goodbye. But that was fun, and I want to play with these some more. Those are really pretty. Oh, thank you, Santa Barbara girl and Beverly and Hazel. All right, yay. Okay, let me show it to you right here because I know sometimes the different cameras kind of view things differently, but there's our bracelet, and you see that color. So even if you're wearing it from a distance, you're still gonna see the pops of color, that really pretty rainbow colors. Oh, thank you, Susan and Linda and Marie and Paulette. Okay, and then imagine you could do it as a necklace too. So I think it would be very, very easy to turn that design into a necklace and just add some chain. You would probably only need 1 foot of chain probably. You'll do 6 inches on each side. This is probably, 7 inches. So you're gonna have a nice necklace that hangs about there. Oh, thank you guys. I love the hearts. Okay, that was fun. Don't forget that the spacer mix, the sparkly crystal, Czech crystal beads are the deal of the day today. So they are a special price for today only. So if you have those in your shopping bag, make sure you check out so you get that special deal today. And then if you came in late and you want to catch the beginning of the show, go ahead and you can always watch the replay. Everything is saved. Oh, I'm reading the comments. It's really fun. Okay. And I see all the floating hearts. That's wonderful. And don't forget to check out on Monday, this coming Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, so 8 a.m. Pacific time, some of your very favorite designers on Shop LC. So check that out. That'll be super fun. I know I will definitely be watching as well. Okay, guys, here's our pretty, pretty bracelet. If you have anything in your shopping cart, do make sure you check out, especially if you want that special deal for today. But I will see you next week, and hopefully I will not have been awake since 3:30. So I'll be a little bit more alert. But have a great week, and I will tell you if Jeff gets up to any shenanigans in the next week. I'll report back. But it was really fun to hear about all of your guys' squirrel adventures.